Then we're on the record in cause number 325-816, cause number 326-978. Both cases are filed the state of Texas versus Charles Stanton Cox Jr. We have Mr. Cox, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Cox, he's appearing on Zoom in his attorney's office, Mr. Mel Shellander. Mr. Cox, how are you doing?
Oh, good. And yourself, Judge? Thank you.
I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Cox, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Mel Shellander. Attorney Shellander, how are you doing?
Hi, Judge.
Attorney Shellander, do you have an announcement that you would like to make in Mr. Cox's cases?
Yes, sir. We'd like to set them for trial.
Okay, just hold on for your trial date.
Your Honor,
Oh,
the state will be dismissing one of these.
Which one?
Causes today, the 326-978.
okay, Mr. Shellander, the state has announced that they will be dismissing cause number 326-978. And I think you're doing that dismissal now?
I'm doing it right now. yes.
Okay, she's doing that dismissal now. So the only case that we need to set for trial is 325-816.
Yes, sir.
Could you give us the trial date?
September 13th.
Okay, the case is going to be reset to September 13th of 2021. Mr. Shellander, you'll be sent a copy of the reset notice for trial and the dismissal. Let me ask you, sir. Do you email it to them or how do you fax it? Okay, and we will fax you the copy of the dismissal for the second case.
Thank you.
Okay, now, Mr. Cox, this will conclude your case. Stay in contact with your bondsman and your attorney. You're free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Shellander, I think this is the only case that, the only client that you have today with us, is that correct?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Okay, we're leaving.
Thank
I just saved up this.
Oh, okay, you did, okay. We're on a record in cause number 320630-1. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Abel Salazar Cantu. We have Mr. Cantu appearing
Yes,
via
sir.
Zoom. How are you doing, Mr. Cantu?
Doing good. Yourself, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Cantu, you're represented by attorney James Macon. Attorney Macon, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Macon, do you have an announcement that you would like to make in Mr. Cantu's case?
We received the discovery and an offer, and I need a short reset to go over this with my client. I anticipate a plea, though.
Okay, we'll reset it for, please give us a, he said he needs a short reset. Please, yes. Okay, your case is gonna be reset to August 23rd of 2021 on our pretrial plea docket.
Thank
Mr.
you,
Macon,
Your Honor.
your reset will be sent to you, and Mr. Cantu, stay in contact with your attorney. This will conclude your case. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir. You too.
We're on the record in cause number 328050. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Sagar Patel. We have Mr. Patel appearing via Zoom. Mr. Patel, how are you doing?
Good this morning. How are you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Patel, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Macon.
Yes,
Mr.
Your Honor,
Macon,
indeed.
Mr. Macon, do you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Patel's case?
Yes, Your Honor, we've requested but not received the DVDs. We've got some discovery, but not all of it. I'd request a short reset to get these and get with my client.
Okay, we'll keep it on the announcement docket. Could you give us a reset date? Okay, this case is going to be reset to August 18th of 2021, to give you an opportunity to get the DVDs and to complete your discovery.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Patel, stay in contact with your attorney. This will conclude your case. You are free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day as well.
Thank you. We're on the record in cause number 328558. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Cyrus Wandell Fontenot Jr. We have Mr. Fontenot appearing via Zoom. His attorney, Mr. Macon, is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Fontenot, how are you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Macon, you have an announcement that you'd like to make in Mr. Fontenot's case?
Yes, Your Honor, we've got all the discovery and I need a short reset to get with Mr. Fontenot. Anticipate a plea, but I need to go over everything with him.
Okay, could you give us a date? You can set on a pretrial plea docket. Okay, it's gonna be reset to August 23rd of 2021. Mr. Fontenot, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. This will conclude your case. You're free to go. And Mr. Macon,
sir.
okay, Mr. Macon, your reset will be sent to you.
That'll be fine, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on the record in cause number 328880. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Orlando Castillo Martinez. Mr. Martinez, would you come forward? Would you come forward? Okay, Mr. Martinez, you can stand on the X in front of you. Now, your full name is Orlando Castillo Martinez. How you doing, Mr. Martinez? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Martinez. You're here represented by your attorney, James Macon. He's appearing on Zoom. Mr. Macon, do you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Martinez's case?
I do, Your Honor. We've received the written discovery in his case, but not the DVDs. I would ask for a short recess to get those and go over it all with Mr. Martinez.
Okay. Announcement packet. Okay, it's gonna be reset to August 18th of 2021. Mr. Martinez, we're gonna give you your reset here in court. You can stand on the X on the far end over here in front of our court coordinator. She'll give you a reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Macon, your reset will be sent to you.
Very good, Your Honor. That's all I had with you this morning.
Okay, you're excused and you have a blessed day.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Adams is not here. Okay, we're on the record in cause number 325750. The state of Texas versus Robert Ray Hale. Good morning. Okay, hold on. Okay. Now, your full name is Robert Ray Hale?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Hale?
I'm good.
That's good. Mr. Hale, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Ken Jones. How you doing, Attorney Jones?
I'm fine.
That's good. Mr. Jones, do you have an announcement that you'd like to make in Mr. Hale's case?
Your Honor, we'd like to continue this case on to the next pre-trial. We have the DVD. I sent over some exculpatory evidence to the state. I don't think it's been discarded. I need to resend that to them. And I don't have an offer that I'm aware of.
Okay. Okay. Could you give us a reset date? Yes, that's it.
August 23rd.
Okay, so your case is gonna be reset to August 23rd, 2021. Attorney Jones, you can get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day, Mr. Jones, and then Mr. Hill. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Call, we're on the record in cause number 317346. Case is style, the state of Texas versus Justin Green. Your name is Justin Green?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Green?
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Green, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Langston Adams. He's appearing on Zoom. Mr. Adams, how are you doing?
Hey, Judge, how you doing? Doing well.
Okay, Mr. Adams, Mr. Green's case is on the court's announcement document. Do you have an
Announcement.
Yeah, you
Yes,
have an announcement?
Judge. Yes, Judge. I got this case in June. I think June the 2nd. I sent off discovery and printed discovery that I have the discovery printed now. I just want Mr. Green to come and look at it. So I'm in my office today. If he wants to come in at 4 o'clock, he can look at it today. And then I'll be ready to announce, but I don't want to announce till he sees it.
Okay, so you just want us to keep it on the announcement docket?
Yes. And then Mr. Green, come to my office today. I'll be here till 5. Yeah, you can come right now. That's not a problem.
Okay. Mr. Green, your case is, give us a reset date. Okay, this case is gonna be reset to August 18th. Your reset, Mr. Adams, will be sent to you. Mr. Green, you can get your reset in court. Once you get your reset in court, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Stand on the X to your 4 left. The reset has an attorney's number on there.
It does, it is the fact, but I'll print him a copy of the point.
Okay. Okay, let's see what else.
I think I got 2 more.
No, no, is Tanisha Green here? All right. We're on the record in cause number 326422, cause number 326692, cause number 328106, and cause number 328472. All 4 cases are styled the state of Texas versus Tanisha Green. Is that your name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Ms. Green? That's good, Ms. Green. You're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Adams, who's appearing on Zoom. Mr. Adams, do you have an announcement that you'd like to make in Ms. Green's cases?
I do believe we're gonna be able to settle those, Judge, with the 4 cases. If you give me 1 reset, I'll try to have it done by then.
Okay, Monty, did you see?
If you do it the same day as the other one, we'll be fine.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, I have to send 2 more to Mr. Adams. I was just looking at it. There's actually 2 more cases going to be added that were just that are in the system that need to be filed.
Mr. Adams.
2 more cases you saying y'all adding to what I got?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
They're
it's saying
both,
it.
misdemeanor cases, but
They filing 2 additional cases?
That's what he's saying.
Okay, well,
And-
well, Judge, if he's filing 2 more cases, I will have to get this government, the additional cases. I got the 4 now, but I didn't know it's gonna be 6.
Right, let's give him about 60 days. Would that be enough? I'm anticipating.
Are you gonna, yeah, Judge, are you gonna send me the appointments for the other 2?
Yeah, that's automatic. That happens automatically.
Okay,
Once
that's
you-
no problem.
If you're on the other cases, you get automatically appointed on the other cases that your client had. So my question is,
Okay,
well, will 60 days be enough time?
yeah, that should work.
I'm just kind of anticipating that they're gonna file those cases pretty soon. I don't know when they're gonna file them. So we're just gonna try to give you enough time. If you're not
That's
filed,
fine.
if they're not filed by then, obviously, we just have to continue until they file them. Now, the other thing is, I'm looking here on the docket sheet, and I see that your client, Ms. Green, have a warrant out. And so we're gonna have her, we're gonna have the bailiff check into that matter to verify it. Okay? I'm just
Okay,
looking
that's
at
no
the-
problem.
Okay. Now, and you have a, let's see.
I got
Let me see.
Yolanda Randall, and that's it.
August the 25th? Okay, so these cases gonna be reset to August the 25th.
That's no problem.
All right, now your next case, Yolanda.
It's Miss
Yolanda
Randall.
Randall? Ms.
Yes.
Holden, is that Miss Randall? Would you please come forward? And Miss Randall, put your purse on the table. Okay, this is cause number. Do we have, see if we got bond conditions in this case. This is cause number 326528. The case is style of state of Texas versus Yolanda Renee Randall. Is that? Yeah, okay. Ms. Randall, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Now, Ms. Randall, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Langston Adams, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Adams, do you have an announcement that you would like to make in this case?
Yeah, on that case, Judge, you can set that on your trial docket. I don't think I'm going to be able to work that one out. I think that's going to end up being a trial. But can you, yeah, just put that one on your trial docket.
Okay, just give us, could you give us a trial date? Okay, now this case, Mr. Adams is gonna be reset for trial. You said September 13th?
That's fine.
September 13th. Now, Mr. Adams, I noticed here that your client, Ms. Randall, has a assault case, and the court looked in his file, and she does not have bond conditions. So we're gonna give her some bond conditions in this case.
Okay.
Let me get here. And what I'll do is I'll go over these bond conditions with her. Ms. Randall, could you step up here? Step to the side so I can hand you these bond conditions. And then you can step up to the podium and I'll go over these conditions with you. Now, Ms. Randall, the document that I just handed you is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that? Yeah, speak up, she's taking a record. Now, I will go over these conditions which, and it reads, following arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition? Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, A2 and C2. Condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense. And the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition? Now, condition number 4 does not apply to you because it only applies in DWI cases. Ms. Randall, you can keep a copy of that condition and then we'll have our original copy as well in the court's file. All right. Now, Ms. Randall, you can stand over here to your far left on the X. The court coordinator is going to give you a reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go free to go, and please stay in contact with your bondsman and your attorney. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you are, now, Mr. Adams, I think this concludes
That's
your
it.
case. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
All right, you too. Take it easy.
Okay. Okay. Next case that we are calling Ashton Nolan.
Yes, Your Honor, he's present with counsel.
Okay.
Mr. Nolan, come on.
We're on the record in cause number 326-740. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Ashton Xavier Nolan. Mr. Nolan, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Nolan?
Pretty good.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Nolan, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Scott Rennick. Attorney Rennick, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Nolan, information in this case alleges that on or about November 30th of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of unlawfully carrying a weapon while engaging in criminal activity. Mr. Nolan, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Nolan, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
No contest? Mr. Nolan, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nolan, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. And on this document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Mr. Nolan, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Nolan, are these your initials on the line next to the box that's checked Nola Contendere?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Nolan, on page I'm just kind of confused. Now, let me go back to page 2. Is this your signature or is that your initials? Okay, you need to place your initials there. You just have to.
I didn't catch that.
You erase that. Let me- Here you go. Yeah, the back part is an eraser. Just he can erase it and just put his initials. Okay, now, Mr. Nolan, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1 on page 2 of this document. Are these your initials on line that's next to a box that's checked Nola Contendere, which means no contest? On page 2 of this same document, on page 3 of the same document, Mr. Nolan, is that your signature above the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, Mr. Nolan, which is a trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature near the line that's typed defendant?
Yes, sir.
And at the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. Well, one checked, one with an X, but the first box states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? I also have before me a document that is titled the discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature above the line that's titled defendant.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Nolan, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just spoken of, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1? Is
Yes,
it-
Your Honor, and the state would also offer this time, State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit.
You have any objections to State's Exhibits number 1 and 2?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibit number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Rennick, you've advised that counsel, Mr. Nolan, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Not at all, Your Honor. He's there right now.
Mr. Nolan, your attorney, Mr. Rennick, has advised the counsel to, are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Okay, Mr. Nolan, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The terms of that agreement, 180 days jail, probated for 1 year, $400 fine plus court costs, and 60 hours community service, and also forfeiture of the weapon in this case. Your Honor, I'm preparing that motion right now, and I just received a form from Mr. Shear on that motion to forfeit the weapon.
Okay, because we had some down here. You keep them in the court. Y'all haven't signed it yet. I think we have just some paper motions right here. And we have some in one of those stacks of forfeiture. Look in the center one, I think. I know it's in there still. Okay, now, Mr. Nolan. Oh, yeah, Mr. Nolan. Okay, I'll give y'all time to do that. Okay, Mr. Nolan, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail for this case because you will be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $400 plus court costs of $362. That comes to a total of fine and court costs of $762. You will be required to pay $60 each month for a probation fee. You will be required to pay $15 each month for your analysis fee. And your total monthly installments will be $145 a month. Will you be able to pay the $145 each month? You will be required to perform 60 hours of community service. You will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. And the weapon in this case will be forfeited. Now, Mr. Nolan, you will also be forfeiting the weapon in this case. I have before me a document, well, a motion that is titled motion for forfeit. Mr. Nolan, do you recognize this motion? Did you have an opportunity to read this motion? And did your attorney go over this motion with you? And did you understand everything that he went over? And is everything in this motion true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay. Mr. Nolan, the court will grant this motion to forfeit the weapon in this case. Now, Mr. Nolan, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in this case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Nolan, please stand on the X near your attorney. You're gonna follow the direction of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
And I think, Mr. Rennick, this is the only case that you have.
It is, Your Honor.
You'll be free to go as well once you finish in this, and you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Judge. You too.
Your right hand in the blue square, hold it.
The person who have on Zoom that have Zoom user, would you please put your mic on mute?
Try again, don't press it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if you'll sign that black box in front of you, you won't be able to see it. Okay, Mr. Rennick. And would you raise your right hand? You swear that you never before been given deferred adjudication of regular probation for a felony or misdemeanor in this or any other state except for what's listed here? And you further swear nothing else is pending? Okay. So these are the directions to probation. Need to go there this morning, and this is the sign, all your documents, okay?
Marshall Lee Ford Jr.
Right outside, please.
Marshall Lee Ford Jr.
You sent me one, I think, didn't you? Did you send me one? There was one on the front. Yeah, she did.
We're on a record in cause number 328016, case of style of state of Texas versus Marshall Lee Ford Jr. Mr. Ford, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Ford?
I'm doing all right, you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Ford, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. James Paget. Mr. Paget, how you doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm doing well.
And good morning to you. Now, Mr. Paget, do you have an announcement that you'd like to make in Mr. Ford's case?
We would ask that this be placed on your plea docket, Your Honor. I have a few details to work out with Mr. Boyd, and I will contact him in the meantime. But the case will be disposed of at that time.
Okay, could you give us a reset date?
August 23rd.
Okay, this case, Mr. Ford, is going to be reset to August 23rd, 2021. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Mr. Paget, you have any?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Could you, Christopher Herring? We're on a record in cause number 328920, case of style, state of Texas versus Christopher Herring. How are you doing, Mr. Herring?
Blessed by the best in yourself.
I'm blessed as well. Now, Mr. Herring, you're here represented by Attorney Paget. Mr. Paget, you have an announcement you'd like to make?
Yes, Your Honor. We have received all written discovery on the case. I do not have access to the DVDs evidence yet. We expect there to be a body camera. I checked this morning and it's still not in. Other than that, we're ready to move forward.
Okay, give us a reset date.
Announcement,
Yes.
August 25th.
You say the 25th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this case is reset to August 25th, 2021. Mr. Herring, once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Mr. Paget, is this your last case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Right.
Make sure we're.
Yes. We're on the record in cause number 329-426, State of Texas versus Justin Ray Sellers. Mr. Sellers is appearing via Zoom. How are you doing, Mr. Sellers?
Doing well, Your Honor. Thank you for asking.
That's good. Okay. You're welcome. Mr. Sellers, you're represented by Attorney Ryan Gertz. Attorney Gertz, how are you doing?
Good morning, Judge. I'm fine, thank you.
That's good. Mr. Gertz, do you have an announcement you'd like to make?
I do,
Mr.
Judge. I'd
Sellers?
ask for an additional 60 days. Ms. Maxey sent me an offer in the case, but I've not reviewed the body cam videos that I think will determine whether or not he may be eligible, despite what the paper evidence says, whether or not he may be eligible for pretrial diversion. And so I
Okay.
need to review those. So if I could have 60 days, I would take care of that.
Could you give us a 60-day? Okay, to be reset to August the 25th. Mr. Gertz, your reset will be sent to you. And Mr. Sellers, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. This will conclude your case, and you have a blessed day. And I thank Mr. Gertz, this is your only case.
Yes,
This
Judge.
will conclude your case as well. You have a blessed day, so you're free to go. And you're free to go as well, Mr. Sellers.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. We're on a record in cause number 328940, State of Texas versus Eric Martin Segrist. Mr. Segrist, would you please come forward? How you doing, Mr. Segrist?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Segrist, your attorney, Mr. Ryan Matuska, is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Matuska, how are you doing? You're on mute, Mr. Matuska.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, now, Mr. Matuska, do you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Segrist's case?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I'm at trial.
Okay, just hold on a minute. We have a reset for trial on page 4, Mr. Eric Segrist. Top of page 4. Okay, the case, Mr. Matuska, is going to be reset to September 13 to 2021. Your reset will be sent to you via mail, Mr. Segrist. You can get your reset here in court. Please stand on the 4X. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too, Your Honor. You have a good day.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Matuska, is this your only case?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Okay, the person who is identified as Zoom user, would you please identify yourself?
This is Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson, okay. That's okay. Mr. Peter Dahl?
Yep, Judge.
We're on the record in cause number 318262. Case is style of State of Texas versus Randy Cachet Johnson. Ms. Johnson, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Now, Ms. Johnson, you're here represented by your attorney who's in court, Mr. Peter Dahl. Mr. Dahl, how are you doing?
Prepared, Judge, prepared.
That's good. Now, Mr. Dahl, do you have an announcement that you'd like to make in Ms. Johnson's case?
Yes, sir, we would like a trial setting.
Okay, just hold on. Okay, case is gonna be reset for trial on October the 4th. Mr.
Is that a Monday?
I don't know.
Is that a Monday?
That's the day that our trials are on Monday.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, so the case is gonna be reset to October 4th, 2021. Mr. Dahl, you'll be able to get your reset here in court. And Ms. Johnson, this will conclude this case. Please stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Okay, you too. Thanks.
All right, and Mr. Dahl, I think this is your own case, so you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ollie Fields? Okay, Chris Bynum is not here.
Oh, Judge White, he has a felony,
I see a vacation letter on too.
also he's in the hospital.
Okay, well, I know, but I'm saying that there's a vacation letter in, okay. Is Mr. Fields here?
He checked in, he had a CDC.
Right, he's next door, Judge Stevens, but he did check in,
Okay,
and he's gonna come back and let us know.
okay, okay. Oh, Mr. Now, Segrist was reset for what? That was with Matuska trial. What was that date? August 13th. Or September 13th. Yeah, it was September. So he had two cases. That was September 13th. Okay. David Hernandez? We're on a record in cause number 328-778, case of South State of Texas versus David Hernandez. We have Mr. David Hernandez, who's present in court. Your full name is David Hernandez? You have to speak up. Now, does he speak English?
He does not, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Gilthorpe, would you please raise your right hand? He's gonna interpret.
Do you solemnly swear that you will accurately translate Spanish to English and English to Spanish so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is your full name David Hernandez?
David Hernandez.
Okay. How are you doing, Mr. Hernandez?
Well,
That's good. Mr. Hernandez, you're represented here by Attorney Jared Gilthorpe. Attorney Gilthorpe, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Gilthorpe, do you have an announcement you'd like to make in this case?
Yes, Judge, we'd like to be placed on the trial docket.
Okay, we're gonna reset it for trial. Okay, this case is gonna be reset to October 4th, 2021 for trial. Mr. Hernandez, you're gonna get your reset from your attorney, and please stay in contact with your attorney. Your case is reset to October 4th of 2021. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Gilthorpe, once you get your, this is your case?
Judge, I had one more on the docket, Kaylee
Cole, I just
Cole,
called.
but she's, I have not heard from her and she's not here.
Okay, I guess we'll wait to see if she shows up. I see he's doing something. He must be signing something. Curtis Wood. We're on a record in cause number 328324. Case is style, the state of Texas versus Curtis Lee Woods. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Woods?
I'm fine, yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Woods, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney John West. Attorney West, how are you doing?
Doing good, Your Honor.
Attorney West, you have an announcement you'd like to make in this case?
Your Honor, the state has made an offer in this case. I've talked to my client about it. There's some terms that we'd like to negotiate. I would request a resetting so I have time to talk with Ms. Maxey about this, see if we can get that worked out. I think we will be able to do that.
Could you give us a reset date?
Announcement,
Yes.
August 25th.
Be plenty of time.
Okay, case will be reset to August 25th. Mr. Woods, once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. West, I think this is your only case?
I believe this is all I have today, Your Honor.
Okay, so you'll be free to go as well once you get your reset and you have a blessed day. Bless you. Cynthia Smith. They not ready?
This is it right here.
Thank you.
Certification, this is everything on the outside.
We're on a record in cause number 329090. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Cynthia Diane Smith. Ms. Smith, is that your full name? How you doing, Ms. Smith? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Smith, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Willard Hall. Attorney Hall, how are you doing?
Doing just fine, Your Honor. We do have a little housekeeping matter we need to discuss with the court before we begin.
Okay.
On the face of the information, there is a mistake. It's not in the body of the information, but it's up above where they identify the defendant. They have the wrong date of birth. They have the date of birth of the victim, but not Ms. Smith.
Okay.
Clerical error, so if you want to make an interline
I
change.
think that's really surplusage, is that's what it's called. So it's
Yeah.
not material to the indictment.
Right, so if you want to make an interline change of that,
Yeah.
and correctly show it, that'd be just fine.
Okay. Now, now your full name is Cynthia Diane Smith, is that correct? Ms. Smith, how are you doing? That's good. Now, Ms. Smith, you're here represented by your attorney, Willard Hall. Mr. Hall, how are you doing?
Doing great, Your Honor.
That's good. Excuse me, Ms. Smith. The information in this case alleges that on or about August 31st of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of accident involving damage to vehicle. Ms. Smith, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Ms. Smith, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Okay. Now, Ms. Smith, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are actually guilty? Are you pleading guilty because you're guilty?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Now, Ms. Smith, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments, which is also State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? Okay. On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials CS on the line next to the box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document? Okay. On page 3 of this same document, Ms. Smith, is this your signature above the line that's titled defendant? And on the next document, which is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? Is that your signature above the line that's titled defendant? There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? The second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? Ms. Smith, here it is. Ms. Smith, I also have another document. This document is titled the Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? Is that your signature above the line that's titled defendant? Now, Ms. Smith, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Hall, you advised and counseled Ms. Smith. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, your attorney, Mr. Hall, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation? Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Ms. Smith, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
It's for 1 year deferred probation, a $500 fine, and 40 hours community service.
Ms. Smith, the state is offering that you serve 1 year on deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $337. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. Your total monthly installments that you'll have to pay will be $155 each month. Ms. Smith, would you be able to pay the $155 each month? Ms. Smith, you will be required to perform 40 hours of community service and adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. Ms. Smith, do you understand the state's offer? And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? Do you accept the state's offer? You accept the state's offer? Okay, now, Ms. Smith, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not appear on your record as a conviction, and you may qualify for what is called a non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about a non-disclosure. He's quite competent in these matters. Ms. Smith, please stand on the X next to your attorney, and you're going to follow the directions of the clerk. And once you finish in here, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Put your right hand in the blue square and hold it down.
We're on the record in cause number 325259. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Troy Joseph Gerard. Okay, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Gerard, I see here you was to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, like the last time he was here was February 12th of 2021. And I see that you have a felony case that's pending. Is that correct?
I just kind of settled on it. He gave me a fine and I go back on the 12th and pay it off and then forfeit the gun to the state. And so,
No, this is a possession of a controlled substance. Penalty group 2.
That's what I said. That's what I'm going back on July 12th. Go back to.
Yeah, you said it was a gun case. This is not a gun case, it's a drug case.
Oh, well, they had a gun attached to that, felony. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And that's, I don't know,
Thank you.
that's what I gotta take care of.
Okay, now, have you hired an attorney in this case?
I have not been able to, because that one is,
Well, you got an attorney in your felony case, is that correct?
yes, sir.
Oh, so I mean, you haven't hired him on your misdemeanor case? Okay, so, Mr. Gerard, we've given you ample amount, we given, what's 4 months? It's over 4 months that you,
It was personal problem with the organization. After that case, I was gonna use them again.
well, I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just saying on this here, this one, I'm saying, you had 4 months to hire a lawyer on this case. I'm not talking about your other case. So, well, we're gonna reset your 30 days to hire an attorney. Okay, just, go ahead on and, reset him. Oh. Okay, okay, this case is gonna be reset to August 15th of 2021, huh?
18.
Oh, August 18th. And once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. State, y'all have anything else with Mr. Gerard on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, there was an agreement. Sorry, Mr. Shearer just brought that to me in the notes. There is an agreement on the felony case. Mr. Cadena is the prosecutor on that. And I believe they are going to, he's going to plea on that case and deal with it. And they're going to have Mr. Gerard plea on this case to the UCW and forfeit his weapon.
Okay, the UCW in this case?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I thought he said it was a UCW in another case. Okay. So they got a plea agreement in the felony case that
Yes, sir.
encompasses
Yes, sir.
this case. Okay.
Separated. I mean, what they're separated.
Uh-huh.
I think they're right at the same.
Yeah, we'll put it on that same court date because it looked like they wrapping them up all together.
Okay.
Okay, so they wrapping them up all together.
Okay, so we said it was July 12th.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna set it with your felony.
Yeah, they wrapping these two cases, this case and the felony case up together. That's what he just said.
Here's the map.
There should be on that paper that you must say it was on top, it looks like. Yeah, doing that. Okay, she has it.
Will he need to check in that day here?
Yeah. Yeah, he would have to check in. You would have to come.
Come check in here first, then go, all right, and then come back with the disposition. Okay.
Inside for me, you can't see it, but I
Denario Blankenship?
Yes.
Somebody just came on. Okay, we're on the record in cause number 326618. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Denario Blankenship. Is that your full name?
My middle name, Senior. I'm a senior.
Okay, that's not her. Because you Denario Blankenship Senior?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Blankenship?
All right, you?
I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Blankenship, your case was reset for you to hire an attorney. Have you hired that attorney?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay, why haven't you hired your attorney?
I had to get both my kids. I paid another lawyer to get, his name was Pageant, and he sent me to a store law. I had to pay to get my children. So I spent the money on that.
Okay. Now, Mr. Blankenship, I think last time you was here was that March 24th of 2021? So it's been almost, well, it's 3 months.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna give you 30 days to get, for you to hire an attorney.
I don't need a time for that. If you gotta get me somebody, court appointed, that's fine.
Well, you need to fill out an application. Let me do this here. There's a financial form. Did he have he's gonna have to change his judge's explanation too. Let me do this here. I'm gonna read this to you. It says, judge's explanation of rights to defendants without an attorney. As a defendant in a criminal case, you have three options. Number one, you may hire an attorney. Number two, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney be appointed to represent you. Number three, you may represent yourself. If you want an attorney to represent you and have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset to give you time to do so. If you want an attorney and do not have the money to hire one, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. You may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant legal rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. If you choose to proceed without an attorney, you may change your mind at any time and may request counsel from the court. Now, at the bottom of this document, it states defendant's choice. Mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is, I want to reset this case to hire my own attorney, and I think that's what you did the last time that we went over this form. And you would, if that was your choice, now you're changing your choice. So we'll go down to number 3. It says, I want to apply for court-appointed counsel. If that's your choice, then you'll put your initials on that line. Now, if you want to represent yourself and waive your right to an attorney, then you'll put your initials on the 5th line. Now, once you finish initialing one of those lines, you will sign at the bottom where it says defendant. You place today's date, June 30th, 2021 on the document. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead on and make your notation. And
First things first, you decide which one you're going to do, put your initials on the line, sign it, and date it.
Quick, Mr. Holmes, quick question. If I just waive it and just,
what the only thing I can do,
okay.
I'm giving you that application. Your answer to your question is in the paperwork that I've just read. Now, if you waive, and I stated here, it says that if you want, no, not that one. Okay. If you want to speak to the prosecutor about your case, you may sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. At the bottom of this document, it states that I waive my right to an attorney and represent myself. And if that's your choice, then you will have to sign that second page that says waiver of counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding to trial. And it reads, I have been advised of the nature and charges against me and the dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. My waiver is voluntarily and intelligently made. Furthermore, I have been advised this 30th day of June 2021 by the County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, of my right to be represented by an attorney in the case pending against me. I have been further advised that if I am unable to afford counsel, one will be appointed for me free of charge, understanding my right to have counsel appointed to me free of charge if I'm not financially able to employ counsel. I wish to waive that right and request the court to proceed with my case without an attorney being appointed for me. I hereby waive my right. Now, if that's your choice, on the second sheet, you sign where it says defendant, and you place today's date of June 30th of 2021. Oh, no, okay, so he's requesting the code upon attorney, so he has to fill out the financial, he can go have a seat and just fill out that financial questionnaire. Here you go. The person who's on Zoom and it says 1+ Nord, would you please identify yourself?
Yes, sir. Kaylee Cole.
Haley Cole, hold on a minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we need to call him, let him know, Cole, okay. Just hold on, your attorney was here. He's somewhere near the courtroom. And so once he gets here, we'll call your case, okay? So you can put your mic on mute.
Yes,
This
sir,
is
thank you.
this is Kelly Cole on page 1.
Esophageal cancer, and
I kind of remember that.
but this is something we've got worked out, Judge. It's a fine. I'll talk to Daniel about it. I'm sure we have it worked out, because that's all he wanted to do is pay a fine.
Yeah. In hospital, you just get us something, reflecting that. Like, just get us something to reflect that today he's in the.
Okay. I will.
Okay, so.
His wife
Okay.
has been texting me.
Okay, so we'll reset it. I think, that's right. I don't think either one of these prosecutors was here the last time the case was, last time the case came up.
Daniel's first one giving me an offer. And I think we can
Okay,
go.
so we're gonna reset this case. Mr. Patel is hospitalized. Mr. LeBlanc is gonna provide the court with the proof of his hospitalization. And so that will conclude this case. You'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thanks, Judge.
I would imagine, we don't,
You said it for 40 days.
okay, yeah,
It's August 23rd, or you need me to go to the?
Oh, no, that's fine.
That's fine, okay.
yeah, just get that to us.
I will, Judge.
Is that, well, our next case is Jacqueline Gutierrez. We're on the record in cause number 328136. Case is style State of Texas versus Jacqueline Gutierrez. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Gutierrez, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
I'm doing fine. Now, Ms. Gutierrez, I see here that it seems like I have a note saying it has a pending felony. Was that disposed of? Do we know?
I'm not sure. I've been reset like 3 times. I think.
I don't, huh?
It says pending lab.
Oh, so they hadn't filed it yet?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so that case, the felony case have not been filed. It's not been filed, and so let's reset her about maybe another 60 days. I don't know how soon they will be able to get the test results, but we're gonna reset you for about 60 days. Okay. Yes, case is gonna be reset August 25th. You can get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. You stand on the 4X. You're welcome. Okay, we're on the record in cause number 324720. The case is style of State of Texas versus Kaylee Love Cole. Ms. Cole is appearing via Zoom. Ms. Cole, you can take your mic off of mute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Cole, how are you doing?
Honestly, I was doing good until my car decided to not do so well. And
Okay,
yes, sir.
okay, so we hope you get that matter taken care of. Now,
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Cole, you're represented here by your attorney, Jared Gilthorpe. Mr. Gilthorpe is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Gilthorpe, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Gilthorpe, you have an announcement you'd like to make in Ms. Cole's case?
Yes, Judge, if we could have one reset to finish reviewing discovery. We have been provided discovery, but I'd like a chance to go over it with Ms. Cole, and then we could make a decision on where we're going to head with the case.
Okay, just hold on for your reset date. Okay, your case is gonna be reset to August 25th of 2021. Ms. Cole, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman regarding this case. And we hope you get your automobile problem taken care of. This will conclude your case and you have a blessed day. You excuse.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And Mr. Gilthorpe, I think this will conclude your cases as well. You are excused and your reset will be sent to you. You're excused and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.